Employers ask for relaxation of activities for industries that have vaccinated employees. Following the coverage. To prevent the prolonged economic impact of PPKM, the actors in the upstream textile sector have asked the government to provide concessions for industries that have vaccinated their employees. Secretary-General of the Indonesian Fiber and Filament Yarn Producers Association, APSIFI, Redma Gita Wirewasta stated that his party strongly supports the government's efforts to prioritize health management by implementing PPKM. According to Redma, the character of the industry is diverse. Therefore, operational restrictions cannot be equated with one another. Newmarket textile trader about the fate of PPKM Level 4, don't prolong it. Following the coverage. The fate of PPKM Level 4 is planned to be announced today. Textile traders in Pasar Baru, Central Jakarta, Jakpus, asked the government not to extend the PPKM. Emma said she had been laid off for a month due to PPKM because the shop where she worked was closed. He admitted that he was stressed that his income was being cut, even though there were many needs that had to be paid for, such as rent and children's online school fees. Furthermore, Emma said officials did not know what it was like to be laid off without being paid a salary. Emma hopes that PPKM will no longer be extended. Lazada closes taps on imports of textiles, food, and crafts. Following the coverage. E-commerce company Lazada Indonesia has officially closed the import taps of 3 cross-border trade clusters from abroad to Indonesia. The 3 are the textile and fashion, food, and handicraft clusters. Lazada Indonesia's head of public affairs and public policy Wesley Darwin stated that the import closure was based on a review of company policies related to cross-border sales. Although he did not specify what studies he meant, he emphasized that the 3 clusters were relevant to the government's import substitution program. Sejahtera Bintang Abadi Textile, SBAT, targets sales of Rp 200 billion at the end of the year. Following the coverage. The yarn textile industry player, PT Sejahtera Bintang Abadi Textile Tbk, SBAT, is aiming for positive sales growth this year. Management projects that Spart's sales will be at Rp 200 billion by the end of the year. Jeffrey said that the performance of Sejahtera Bintang Abadi last year was hampered by several factors. A fire in one production line forced Sejahtera Bintang Abadi to lose production capacity of around 30% to 40% last year. As an illustration, in 2020 Spart posted net sales of Rp 177.55 billion, or decreased by 43.77% from net sales in 2019 which reached Rp 315.79 billion. Spart still recorded a net loss for the year of Rp 5.88 billion. Textile manufacturers welcome import closure on e-commerce platform. Following the coverage. Domestic textile producers welcome the e-commerce platform, e-commerce, which has begun to limit the entry of fashion products through cross-border transactions. So far, Shopee and Lazada Indonesia have implemented the policy by removing merchant accounts based overseas from their platforms. Jemmy said the cheap products hit the textile industry activities in the country, especially the small and medium-scale ones. The entry of imported products, he said, was also exacerbated by the PPKM situation because local product sellers could only market them online. Trade Minister, Indonesia experiences an increasing trend in exports. Following the coverage. Minister of Trade, Mendag, Muhammad Lutfi said Indonesia's export trend has increased. He reported that in the period from January to June 2021, Indonesia's total exports were worth Rp 100.2 billion. where the non-oil and gas sector is around 97.06%. Trade Minister Lutfi also said that Indonesia's trade balance in the first half of 2021 showed a surplus of $11.8 billion, a positive surplus or where non-oil and gas grew, or a surplus of $17.5 billion, while the oil and gas balance was in a deficit of $5.7 billion. In addition, Lutfi also explained that the growth of iron and steel in the period January to June 2021 reached $8.79 billion, compared to $4.56 billion or 19.74% growth in gross domestic product, GDP, in the same period. Same in 2020.